Can we rely on genetic resistance alone, or do we need multiple approaches to managing clubroot?
We need to augment resistance, not just use resistance, because there's so much clubroot around and the levels of spores are so high.
Resting spores are really tiny, and there may be 1 million per gram.
In 2013, we found the resistance breakdown simply because we didn't do the proper rotation.
We have about 16 new virulent pathotypes right now.
Clubroot is a serious soil-borne disease of canola and other brassica crops. This pathogen, called Plasmodiophyra brassicae, is a tiny fungus-like protist that causes club-like swelling of the roots. These swollen galls will result in reduced yield and can ultimately cause wilting or premature death of the plant. Due to the extreme number and resilience of clubroot spores, it is very easily spread with the movement of soil and erosion. If clubroot disease is managed properly, canola can continue to be part of your crop rotation. Clubroot management relies on a multi-pronged approach. Best management practices include vigilantly scouting for symptoms of clubroot, whether you've seeded a resistant variety or not. Keeping a minimum 2-year break between canola crops. Seeding resistant varieties, as well as understanding different sources of genetics, is imperative for clubroot management. Speaking with a local canola expert, agronomist, or seed rep may help you further understand if and when new genetics should be deployed. Limiting activities that can introduce foreign soil or cause erosion. Controlling host weeds, including volunteer canola. Isolating field entrances and hotspots, and soil amendments. When used in combination, these practices will enable growers to mitigate clubroot's impact on canola. Since 2003, the spread of clubroot in canola has been tracked to all canola growing provinces in Canada. Detailed maps can be found on clubroot.ca. Plasmodiophyra brassicae is a protist, which has characteristics of plants, animals, and fungi. The clubroot pathogen cannot grow and multiply without a living host, such as canola and other susceptible plants. The life cycle of this pathogen and the symptoms associated with clubroot can be reviewed in more detail at clubroot.ca. The spores of Plasmodiophyra brassicae are incredibly small. 10 spores will fit across the width of 1 human hair. Being so tiny, it is nearly impossible to list the number of ways it can be spread to your farm. Anything that brings soil into a field could be a vector for the disease. This includes equipment, erosion, recreational vehicles, transplants and tubers, watercourses, wildlife, and even dust on straw. Because machinery presents the greatest risk for spreading clubroot spores, it is imperative to clean your equipment before leaving the field. Ensure traffic entering your field is clean to your approval upon arrival. The more soil removed, the less chance of spreading clubroot. Equipment sanitation can be done in 3 stages. Stage 1. Removing the visible soil, which will have the greatest impact or return on time invested. With the help of the right tools, this can be done quickly, and if 90% or more of the soil is removed, then the risk of moving clubroot is also reduced by 90% or more. Stage 2. Requires the use of high-pressure air or water to remove smaller pieces of soil that Stage 1 did not remove. This can further reduce the risk of clubroot movement. Stage 3, the final stage of sanitation, is the disinfecting process. Apply a 2% solution of sodium hypochlorite bleach or other recommended products. Allow sprayed areas to remain saturated for 20 minutes. Refer to clubroot.ca for recommended disinfecting products and the concentration calculations. When it comes to sanitation, you may not be able to do everything, but it's not okay to do nothing. Removing soil is very important.